Hello. Thank you for joining us again for another episode of Read Aloud, Miss Erica. Dun, 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 dun. We are so excited because we have not one, but two amazing authors. Oh my gosh. And guess what? I know them. Our friends are famous.
Oh, wait a minute.
I am so excited to introduce to all of you Miss Sana Childers and Dr. Ogechi Ebajor. How are you two?
So good. I'm so happy to be with you guys.
Yeah, pleasure.
Yes. I'm so excited to have you all on the show and to have this representation. You guys look amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks. So we're here because you did something amazing. You wrote a book. And not only did you write a book, you wrote a children's book, which, oh my gosh, look, I've had so many thoughts about writing a children's book, and it's not easy. It is not easy. So I just want to come and commend you guys, you ladies, because literally you have done the thing that so many want to do and haven't done yet. So
Thank you.
I'm so excited that you're here. So we're going to talk a little bit about this, but I want to let the audience know a little bit about you. So Miss Childers, you are from Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, I am.
And you have a podcast.
I do.
And the podcast name is Cosines and Tangents. And this is your first book of many.
Yes, we plan on doing this. Yes.
We're going to get into that because, y'all, they got more books. So tell us a little bit about your podcast, like Cosines and Tangents, because you're doing some amazing things with that.
Well, it started actually as a project with my cousins. And as we know, sometimes things get in our way, and I let fear get in my way. And so what I did beginning of last year, because, with COVID and just kind of turning the whole world on its heels, I decided to not be just subjected to fear. I just started doing it. I found a really easy app called Anchor, and that just facilitated me to start a podcast. And at first I just started talking about different things that I'm passionate about. It will be especially things that deal with people of color. So it could be like pop culture things or TV, because I love watching TV. And then it just kind of started getting to where I'm talking to some of my friends, some family members, and we just talk about various topics, especially mental health, because I'm very passionate about mental health, especially as a person of color. We're not seeing a lot of that in discussion. And so I get a chance to have some really interesting conversations with people in different aspects of different careers, about mental health. And we just try to have a good time and a good conversation.
I love that. I literally just did an event with Impact Chattanooga and Each One Reach One, where they brought mothers and daughters in and they talked about mental health and like dove into all of that. And it was so great because it's not something that's talked about. You're absolutely right. So I definitely commend you, because more people need to start talking about the mental health of women, Black women, and their children. So yes. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love that. And now Dr. Ogechi, how are you?
Good. I'm very excited to be here.
Yes. Okay, so you are a doctor of physical therapy.
Yes.
You are actually traveling as a physical therapist currently in Maryland. Oh my gosh. I want to be like you when I grow up, because I want to travel too. Okay, so you were born in Nashville, Tennessee. But you were also born to immigrant parents from Nigeria.
Mhm.
So let's talk a little bit about that. Like, what was it like growing up? Were you already inserted into Nashville when they moved over? Have you had a lot of conversations about that with your parents?
Actually, I was born in Nashville, born in Nashville, born at Meharry Hospital. My parents came here a little bit after there was a civil war in Nigeria.
Mhm.
And so I'm first generation Nigerian American, which is a different spin on things because it's interesting growing up, I guess, if to say the least. Like you kind of quite don't fit in with anybody. So, yeah, so it was very interesting. I guess I love it. I guess some of the reason what this inspired me to write the book because I like I feel like it's a message for the kids, if that makes sense. Like, but I loved it. I learned a lot. My parents sometimes didn't understand things, and I had to figure it out by myself because they didn't. We had different rules than most people. Like my parents, they didn't let us spend a night over anybody's house. Like, we had different soul food, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Growing up, like some of my African American friends will play a song and I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So it's definitely different, but I love it. Honestly, I get the best of every world, being an African American, being a Nigerian American, being kind of foreign too. It's been an experience.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Yes, I have a friend actually, she's Jamaican American and she's first generation. So here, a lot of times we talk about how her life as the first generation and one of the like oldest, one of the kids who had to translate for her family or either just trying to figure out where they belong in the world. It's just an amazing journey to hear about. And so I love it. I love it all. So what is it like being a travel physical therapist? Like what's going on with that?
Yeah, so I love it. Honestly, I like that part. I love being a physical therapist. One, I like the fact helping people. My specialty is geriatrics, so dealing with the older generation it's a lot of fun because they're wise. So just traveling is an extra spin on things. You make more money when you travel. I'm single. So I don't have like attachments. I do have my house in Tennessee, but I have a roommate living in there, so I am kind of free to travel, and it's been fun. Like Maryland is great. It's like I live right next to DC, so if I want to, I was in Virginia yesterday because that's how close Virginia is. It's been an experience, and I really like it a lot. Yeah.
So do you want to go even out farther out? Like I know DC is not it's far, but I mean countries like or further?
um I'm not sure about out of the country. I think the furthest maybe I'd probably do is like a Hawaii, but Hawaii's so expensive.
Oh, it's
So
so good. I want to go.
but I honestly I try travel. The travel game is a game, honestly. So I try to stay places that I know people. So one, because your mental health can be affected if you're by yourself.
Mm,
Um, and then two, it's cheaper that way. So right now I'm currently staying with my sister, and so I'm pocketing like the money that the company is giving me for living expenses, and that's
love
yeah.
it. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna dive into this book, Adventures of Ada in Nigeria. Am I saying her name right?
It's actually
Yeah,
Say it
Ada,
again.
Ada,
Ada.
yeah.
See, I am not.
It's okay.
I need to
It's
get
you're
back
learning
into the
already.
classroom because when I was in the classroom, I saw all these different names and I could read every single one of them completely correct. I'm a librarian now. And I don't know nothing. Like I can't read it.
Honestly, I don't think it's you. That's how Americans would pronounce it. honestly.
And
Um,
I think what has happened is I know a little girl and her name is Ada. And
oh,
so as soon as I saw the name, I was like, all right, Ada, she's cute. Okay, that's what we got. So Ada is her
mhm.
name. Ada. Okay. And so what made you all decide to write this book?
Dana.
Well, uh, so there's two reasons. Okay, so the first reason is because as a African American, I know I definitely grew up just with not the greatest image of Africa. I don't know if you can relate, Erica. When in our school systems, we didn't really discuss Africa and the how beautiful and how much of a treasured place and continent that it is. And so me and Ogechi were on the phone just discussing and brainstorming different avenues that we can look for different types of income. And so I know that I was very interested in doing an activity book because I remember hearing that they don't teach handwriting as much anymore in schools, and also because of COVID, a lot of parents were at home and they were having to be the teachers of their children. And when I told Ogechi that, she said, "I've always wanted to write a children's book." And I was like, let's combine the two. Let's make a story and activity book. And so I know that after we got on the phone, we were discussing it, and she wanted to actually name the main character after one of her nieces, Ada. And I was like, that'd be so cute, and she would be so excited to be the living, breathing embodiment of our Ada. And so we set about just brainstorming on the story, what her parents would be doing, where would they be from, and just getting really excited about just making a book that we wish we had. I wish I had when I was younger, and having that representation of Africa and also Nigeria, because that's where Ogechi is from. And so it's kind of like I feel like a love letter to the kids that doesn't know much about Africa, and also the love letter to Nigeria and the continent of Africa as well.
That's amazing. I love that. So I'm going to, because now I want to hear about Ada. I don't think I want to wait anymore. So I'm gonna just let you guys, I'm gonna let you ladies take it away, and I'm gonna where's my toilet? I need a friend, so I can. We're gonna listen. I gotta get my cool stuffed animal here, and we're gonna listen to the adventures of Ada in Nigeria. So I'm just gonna let you guys go for it. Go for it.
Before Sana reads it, I did want to say that there are two versions of the book.
Okay.
So there's a children's book and there's the activity book, like we've talked about. Sana will be reading the activity book.
Mhm.
Yes.
And so it'll ask some questions.
Mhm.
It's a shorter version, but this one is more younger kid friendly, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it is the first book we wrote, and then the children's book came after. So just FYI.
Oh,
Look,
okay.
so one thing I'm gonna need from you, Erica, because you are my audience today, I'm
Okay.
gonna because it's an interactive book, and so we're talking directly to the person that's reading it. So we want the kids to feel really involved, and so there's a couple of questions, and then I'm going to, for instance, I'm going to ask you your name, and you're just going to say who you are. So if that's okay, I want this to be a very immersive experience, and want you to feel like a kid who's going to read this book. Is it okay?
I can definitely do that. Like I could totally just get into it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to just start off from the beginning. This is called our book. It's called The Adventures. It's called Adventures of Ada in Nigeria. And this is the activity/storybook. Okay. And I do want to read the dedication just because we really wanted to dedicate this to our families, because those they are the people who really inspired this. So I wrote the dedication of Saint Childers, which is me. I wrote this to my mom, Alma, and my father, Charlie Fred, in loving memory of him and the hustle he gave me, because he passed away in 2017. And I found out when I was just going through his things, he wanted to be an author as well. So I feel like, hey, Dad, your girl's an author. And also with Getchi Eberjor, the book is dedicated to my loving Nigerian family, especially my caring niece, Adina, who was the inspiration of this book.
Okay. I love it.
All right, so K-Dude, don't worry. This only means hello in the Igbo language from Nigeria. What's your name, friend?
Erica.
Well, my name is Adina, but you can call me by my nickname, Ada, which means firstborn daughter in the Igbo language, and it is pronounced Ada. It's a beautiful name, right? Nice to meet you.
I love it.
I'm from the United States, USA. Since my parents live and work in Africa, my little brother Bucci and I have the chance to travel and learn all about the amazing countries in Africa. We are excited to take you with us on our wonderful adventure. Are you ready to learn with us?
Yes, I am.
Yay! Now, on this page, you will get a chance to see the map of Nigeria. So our adventure begins with the beautiful country of Nigeria. And you get a chance to see the green and white colors. So aren't the colors of the flag amazing and bright? Well, brace yourself because you're going to use the same colors. So you're going to grab your coloring pencils and let's color the word Nigeria with the colors of the Nigerian flag. Okay. And so then once you're in there, you're working with the Nigerian flag, you're coloring it, and then we're encouraging because we want to use a lot of positive language when we're talking. So wow, you're doing an amazing job. How about we do a little bit of tracing now? So try tracing the word so we can jump to the next part. And I can promise it's going to be full of amazing fun facts. So fun fact number 1, did you know that Nigeria has its own movie industry similar to Hollywood? It's called Nollywood. Isn't that interesting? Now, let me know what's your favorite movie.
Oh my gosh, that one's a hard one. I have so many. Right now, I'm loving Encanto though. Like I'm just gonna go with that one right now.
Well, amazing choice. I love that movie too. We should watch it again. It will be fun. But today we're going to see a new movie. So let's hop in the car with my parents and my little brother Bucci. We're meeting our new friends, Zaria and Uche, that we met here in Nigeria for a night out at the movies. It's going to be unforgettable. So buckle up and let's go. Now, fact number 2. Did you know that Nigeria has a population of, wait for it, 206,139,589 people? Wow, that's a lot of people. So let's try tracing again, but this time we're going to trace the numbers. So we're going to trace it all out. And once you're done, you're going to see how great you're doing. So good job, and we're going to keep on going. But next, after you get through tracing, we want you to try to write it on your own, okay? So you're going to use the bubble below, and now you're about to try writing it yourself in that bubble below, okay? You're doing fantastic. So how about we make our traveling more interesting, okay? So great. I'm about to show you some of my favorite things about Nigeria. Let us start with the colorful and crowded marketplace that we are passing by now. Aren't those such bright and vibrant colors? We're outside the marketplace now. It is pretty big and colorful, isn't it? My family and I love visiting the marketplace. I would love to show you more of it and take you to our favorite stores, but we will have to visit the marketplace another time because we are still on our way to the movies. So as you can see, we're driving in the car with mom and dad. So just come along. Now, we're still a bit far away from the movies. So let's look outside our car window while dad drives. Look, look down there. There's a football field. In America, we call it a soccer field. But here's a fun fact. Did you know football is actually Nigeria's favorite sport? Now, there are even a lot of little kids who play football after school and they become so great at it. How about you? Do you like football? Yes or
I,
no?
but it's soccer. So I've never played soccer. Like we call it soccer. But what would they call football if we call that football? I have so many questions. This is amazing. I love it. Yes.
Well, I hope you didn't hide your coloring pencils because we're about to color that soccer ball too. Now, but you can actually color with your favorite colors. Okay. So
Yeah.
guess what? We're almost at the movies. Bucci and I are so excited to see a movie with our new friends Zara and Uche. While we are still in the car, mom and dad shared with us some new facts about Nigeria. For example, did you know that America and Nigeria have a lot in common? Nigeria and America loves eagles. The eagle is Nigeria's national animal and it's America's national bird. Isn't that awesome? The eagle is indeed very beautiful. So I totally understand their love for this animal. I mean, the name eagle alone sounds elegant. So let's trace it together, okay? So we're gonna go down and we're gonna get to trace it so you can learn how to write those words and using your colorful pencils and you're gonna get to writing, okay? You're doing a great job. You're doing amazing. And look, we finally made it to the theater to see a Nollywood movie. Let's go inside with our friends Zaria and Uche. They must be waiting for us. So thank you so much for coming on this adventure with my family and me. Learning about Nigeria was so much fun. I'll see you in Kenya for our next adventure. Stay safe and, stay safe and happy. Ka O Day, which is goodbye.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so one, I totally thought you were gonna be like 2,375 people. You said 200.
It was a lot of people.
Oh my gosh, that's a. And I also heard the hint toward Kenya. Girl, we're getting more books. We're getting more books.
Oh, we plan to try to get through all the countries in Africa, just because we didn't know. I didn't know about it. I know Ogechi had some firsthand knowledge, but I know I didn't learn about it in school, so we want the kids to learn about it, especially with their parents.
I love it. I love that you were promoting handwriting in it. I really like that. I know as a teacher, at the end of the year, I did try to teach handwriting in cursive because all the kids wanted to learn it. So I made it a point after I taught all the lessons. I was like, all right, I'm gonna sneak this in. Don't tell anybody. So that is super exciting to me. That's super exciting. And then, oh my gosh, there was so much. The soccer thing, mine is still blown because it's football to them, but our football is a different thing. And in soccer,
I know, right?
Name for football?
It's soccer because they don't do football; they play soccer, which is it's
the same thing, but
right.
Football is soccer, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm so excited that you're excited.
Like blown my mind right now.
I'm
Like
so excited. It makes me happy. Like when people say that they like the book, I'm just like, really? That's great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
We worked really hard, like every week or sometimes multiple days. Me and Ogechi are talking, going through it, trying to make sure, because we weren't writers before, but we were passionate, and we wanted to one, sound very relatable to children, but we also wanted the kids to feel like involved in it as well.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Kids might not get this activity book that we're trying to give away. 'Cause it might have all the colors in it.
Already.
Because someone, not me, but maybe me, might color all the activities before they get the book on accident because I'm excited about doing all the activities.
I'll send you your own very
Okay.
special
I'm
Erica.
probably gonna need my own copy.
Because wait till you see the pictures that we have. Like we have the tracing pages for the ABCs, and also just the How to Write Africa and soccer. But we also have some really amazing coloring pages that we are so proud of. And we want the kids to like see themselves and be really excited to like get to drawing.
Oh, you had me at the part when you was like, you can color it your favorite color. I was like, for real? I
So
was like, that's it. Nobody's getting the activity book. I'm coloring all of them.
yeah. Inspired creativity, yes.
I love it. I love it. So when did you first know you wanted to be a writer? Like when did you all first know you wanted to be it? I know you talked about your father and finding out he wanted to be a writer and wasn't able to actually go through with it at the time. But when did you like decide that okay, this is what I'm doing? I'm about to write some stuff. I'm gonna do it.
Well, I'm actually, oh, go ahead. Oh, you go ahead. Ogechi, you can go first.
Well, for me, it was just now when I wrote the book. Honestly, I didn't want to be a writer. It came to me because there's a story that had to be told.
Mhm.
Love that.
And for me, I've always actually been a writer. Like I've always wrote short stories. I was
Poetry.
yeah, like in high school, elementary, I wrote a lot of short stories. But I felt like maybe, I don't know, not to use it as an excuse, but I felt like I kind of lost that passion for it just because I was so focused on college and, writing regular papers that I just kind of stopped writing after a while. And I've always enjoyed like telling stories, writing poems. And again, just with 2020 and 2021 being just so difficult, and I didn't want to be enslaved to fear anymore, and just decided and plus I had an awesome partner who had my back, that we came together because we both were kind of insecure about us being authors, and so we hyped each other up, like Ogechi really put her stamp in the storybook. So when you read the storybook, it's really like she wrote it. Because at first I didn't get it. I'm not gonna lie. Because I was like, well, we got the story in the activity book. And then when she wrote it, it was so good. I was like, girl, yeah, yes. Write it, got it. And that just encouraged us to keep going forward and just pressing on.
That's super. That's really inspiring. Okay, so when you're writing, or is there anything that you need to surround yourself with to be inspired, or just to pull that inspiration? I heard about the niece. The niece is one of the inspirations for this book, but was there anything else that kind of grabbed you, that inspired you to do it?
I feel like a lot of things was from our personal experiences, at least for me. I think Sana as well. Like we grabbed like the friends in the storybook. Those are my nieces, Zara and Uche.
Mm-hmm.
So they made a cameo, and in the children's book, Sana's parents made a cameo. So we put Sana's parents' names in there and Jennifer, her cousin, in there too. And so I feel like I got inspired from, or we got inspired from, our backgrounds and our family, our experiences, really, because we knew a story needed to be told because it hadn't been. And so we're just, Sana, do you agree?
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, because I know when we were thinking about this, just because I was telling you about how when I was in school, we didn't learn much about Africa. We knew Africa was one of the biggest continents. We knew about this, but also, when we look at media, we didn't see the homes, the real lives of people who are living in Africa. We only saw what, American media showed us, and it wasn't always that appealing as a person in America. And as I've gotten older and learning more about Ogechi, and then learning more about Africa as a whole and the diaspora, and knowing that, it's not just huts and shanties and hungry kids, it is people who are rich with culture, so many languages, so many the diverse cultures between each country. There's riches to be held in Africa. I get chills thinking about it because I haven't got a chance to go, but we plan on. I definitely plan on going, and I want kids and their parents to feel the same way, because I know there's a lot of parents who are my age who probably had the exact same experience, and they're learning about it, and they want their kids to be excited about it as well.
Definitely.
Yes. So it seems like you kind of answered this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. As a kid, were there any books that inspired you just to move forward with wanting to write more, or even just to share your story and different stories? I know you talked about not being able to see good representation in a lot of the books or just on television when you were growing up, and so that inspired you to write this book. But was there any kids books that inspired you in general, just to be who you are, do what you do, and to move forward in telling more stories in your story?
Mm-hmm. Okay, she want to?
Yeah, for me, honestly, there is not a book that really inspired me. My favorite book when I was a kid was The Magic School Bus, just because it educated. And I feel like this book does that, but I couldn't. Magic School Bus had a tad bit of diversity, right? I think they had an Asian girl and that guy with the red hair. But it was just a little bit. I love The Magic School Bus, but I love that Miss Frizzle was so nice, and that every story was something different, and we got to learn, right? So a little bit of it came from that aspect, because I thought hey, this is important that, even though it's not like science or something like that, it's important every country, because that's the basis of the book. Every country is every book is a different country in Africa. So I thought that it'd be really cool for people to learn. I think it's really, really important, because not everybody knows. I don't even know about all the countries in Africa. I mainly know about where I'm from. So, but I think it's really important to understand also, I'm going on a tangent, so forgive me, that Africa is a continent.
Yes.
Not a country. So that is my 101, my soapbox, because everybody's always like, oh, you're from Africa. I'm just like, yo, that's like saying you're from North America. What does that even mean? Right? So yeah,
that's literally right what she said when we decided to do the book. She said,
yeah,
it's a continent.
I just want people to know, if y'all didn't know, everybody knows. That's my passionate. That's what I want everybody to know. But anyway,
one more time for the audience. Say one more time.
Africa is a continent, guys. Continent. Just to let you know. You hear it on the. I was watching American Greed the other day, and they were talking about Ethiopia, but they said Africa, and I was like, I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. But when they said Ethiopia and Indonesia is what they were referring to, but the Indonesia got Indonesia, not like Asia. And Africa got Africa, and I was just like, whatever. This is why my book's out. Okay. So
Right. This is why we got to educate.
Represent. Thank you.
Sorry, that was a
So,
That's the name of
it's so funny that you guys even say that, because I literally have a Miss Frizzle dress.
Please
have
show this
to.
to me, because that's amazing.
I'll have to show it to you, but I definitely have a Miss Frizzle dress.
I love Miss Frizzle.
The reason why that was one of the reasons why I wanted to start this, was because there was no representation for like bridging that gap between cultures and literacy. And I wanted to be able to educate people about different cultures, about different places, and also do it while like increasing their confidence in reading and literacy. So this is like the whole entire thing. And I wanted to be the Black Miss Frizzle, so that I could like expand that. That was like my first, if you go on Instagram, one of the first probably videos is of me in my Miss Frizzle dress, because I was pitching it. I was in a collab pitching my idea to a bunch of people to see if they would support me in doing this. Yeah. And so I wore my Miss Frizzle dress. I'll have to show it to you, but I was like, as soon as you said it, I was like,
that's exciting.
Yeah. Hey, PBS had a stronghold on all of us, because I know I was in there with Wishbone.
Wishbone was good.
Reading Rainbow,
Lamb Chops.
Yes. I know Arthur. Oh my gosh. So those are some of the things like I can remember watching, but that's one thing we as people who are people of color, we had to find representation or relatability with people that didn't look like us. And we still made it work, but think about what if we had people that look like us. I think about how you said Encanto is your favorite movie, and there's kids who see themselves as little Antonio on the screen. Is Antonio? I might be mixed up.
You're right.
But Antonio, and they're like, it's me. And so you want that for our kids to see themselves, not just to have the relatability aspect to like maybe a personality trait, but to see themselves on screen is so, it's just an amazing feeling.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember Ghost Rider?
Girl, yeah.
Did have some bops. Okay, wait a minute.
PBS was on point.
Look, I'm just saying, y'all got me all reminiscent about my whole childhood. It was, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. We had a little bit in there. I love it. And I love the fact that the kids are getting this representation. March is Women's History Month, and I love that you all are coming on here to represent 4 Black women who didn't want to write, but started to write because there was a story to tell, giving inspiration to kids everywhere about, looking at different cultures and different continents and different countries. So I'm just so excited that we have this here, like literally 3 Black women representing.
Chills.
Right? Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so I can't even like this. That was it right there. I think like
My mind did this when you said Frizzle.
Drop the mic. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to see you in this dress. So I'm gonna definitely look it up on Instagram, and
I'm just like someone else.
In my closet. I'm gonna go get it and I'm gonna show it to you. Okay, so you've only written this one book, but you are looking to pull the other countries in Africa, or at least as many as possible. Are you gonna try to do all of them?
We're gonna attempt to do most of them, but we'll see what happens. I know we're definitely doing Kenya. I know we're definitely doing Ghana. I know our illustrator for this book was from Algeria. So we definitely want to do Algeria as well. I mean, as we're gonna go until we can't go anymore. Yeah.
I
Like
think
that.
that's important. I think what you're doing is very important. And so I'm excited to buy every single one of those books and give them away to some kids who I think will love, especially doing the activity book and reading those books, even if I have to read them myself while we're at the library. Look, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I'm excited too. Like, once you, like, don't tell me to be a part of the interaction and expect me not to get carried away into it, because I was over here like,
Yeah, that actually warmed my heart. I did see your reactions, and I was just like, oh. I just enjoy people enjoying it, if that makes
there
sense.
were so many things that there were things she said I didn't know. Like, I kind of understood the soccer and football portion of it, but at the same time, it still blew my mind because I was like, but if they got football and it's soccer, and then I've never played soccer, but then also we have football. I was like, 2 + 2 is not equaling 4. What's going on? This is a lot.
Well, that's one of the things we want to keep it relatable, just so the kids were like, oh, okay, that's something I know. And so it won't be so completely foreign. So
Yeah.
I think we're gonna slide more cultural aspects in there. We're working on developing even more story involving Ada and Bucci, because we want our Black boys and our African boys and our boys of color to feel included as well. And we're just working towards it. We're taking feedback and just trying to equate it for the next story coming up. So we got you. We got you.
Yes, because I want to know about the dialect and the clothes. Like, what language are they speaking? Is it Nigerian?
Book.
It's Kubo.
Well, in the children's book, the actual children's book, it dives deeper into stuff like that. So it talks about the clothes. It talks about the languages, the different languages in Nigeria. It's definitely so how the children's book even came about is since I'm a physical therapist, I showed it to one of my patients' wives. My patient's wife was really excited that I had helped my patient, like, walk, stuff that physical therapy do, right? Therapists do. So she asked me to dinner. So she made
her say that like it was no big deal,
Hey,
Like,
well, I mean, that it's kind of everyday stuff now, but but she was happy. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So I showed her we had a dinner. It was a nice dinner. It was like candlelight. She went all out. But
wine to dine, y'all.
Yeah, I was just like, okay. But so in that dinner, I showed her the book and she was like, this is good, but I feel like I need more of her, right? Yeah. And I was like, that might be true. So then we came out with the children's book that has a little bit more, like in the children's book, it talks about how she's actually from Houston. She's actually an African-American girl from Houston, Texas, right? And they explain how she actually gets to Africa.
Right, and we talk about parents, what they do, and so we get more. And I know I was hesitant, but I was like, you're right. So I'm glad Ogechi was like, we need more character development. Yes. And like, you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so we're coming toward the end of the conversation now and the end of the episode, but I want to ask, where can our readers find your books?
Well, I know Amazon.com is where we're selling it, but we also have we have www.adventuresofada.com, and you can go to the page. You can see just some. You can actually get a couple of free illustration pages and activity pages, and also you can order the book there.
That's amazing. Okay, so if we order the book from the website, can we get like an autograph on there?
We might have to work something out. We could figure something out. We haven't thought about that, but we can figure it out.
I'm just saying. I mean, I think I'll find you too. I will. I sure will. I want my autograph. I know people.
You're right.
I know the authors. I think it would be really fun for the kids to have like a nice little autograph or a message from the authors in the book when they get it. So I think that would be really cool if you ladies are up to it.
Definitely.
We can make
That's
it
what
work.
we did, right? For the kids. So
Right.
Yes.
It's for the kids.
yeah.
Yes, and I won't
We-
keep that one, I guess. I guess I'll give it to the kids if you got your autograph in it.
We're gonna give you your own set so you can have fun. I will make sure to get you your own set. I will order it and personally give it to you.
I'm
So
so excited about that.
Just so excited. You're excited. That makes
Me
me happy.
too. I love your joy, so I'm excited.
Okay, so and the last thing, if there's anything that you could say to like inspire aspiring readers and writers out there, some of them who may not feel like they are good enough to read or good enough to write or anything like that, what would you say?
Me or you, Sana? Do you want to take this one or do you want me to?
You go for it. Gary. You go.
Okay. What would I say? I would say keep going, even if it sounds like no one would probably be interested. Just keep going, because if you think it's a good idea, it might be a good idea. Like when I thought of the idea of this book, the whole concept of it, when I was telling Sana about it, Sana was like, "That sounds like a really good idea," and I was just like, "What? Seriously?"
Yeah.
So it's a don't self-doubt. Don't be me. Don't self-doubt, keep going, like just keep going okay, so this is another thing that I will say on TikTok. They make a book in 30 seconds. Don't think that you can make a book in 30 seconds like me. We started in June and it released in February, so
Yeah.
don't do that. So yeah.
It is. I will piggyback off that because I sent her I got the handwriting idea from TikTok, and they made it seem so easy. But then when we were getting to the process, I was like, oh, this is definitely not easy. So you have to be committed to the process, and don't be afraid to keep rewriting and just keep going, keep going. And you never know what you're gonna come out with because.
Mm-hmm. And YouTube University helps a lot if you don't know.
Yes, YouTube podcast. We were self-published. We go by SO Adventures, and we learned so much and also have a great partner like Ogechi, Ogechi kept me on track because I'm a left-handed, left brain. I don't know what that means, but I can be and she was like saying, I was like,
Sana is very creative. So I feel like we're yin and yang, right? Because I mean, I guess I'm right if you're left, but the left side is very creative. And Sana gave that. She gave so much creativity to that.
Yeah. And Ogechi kept my little stuff in line.
No.
It's great. I love it. I love it. I love it because kids can be, this is relatable. Like this is very relatable. We get sidetracked. There are times when we don't want to do it because we don't think we're good enough or that the story doesn't need to be told because everybody's out there telling stories. So just having like two women who are very relatable, that's great for kids. Because they're like, oh, she didn't even want to write. She had a story. Okay, and it's a good one. I like it. Or just, she don't like to pay attention either. But she had a good friend.
Pay attention. It's just hard sometimes.
She's not good at it either, but she did it. Like those things are things that kids think about, and I think it is very inspiring that you all are here. And I'm so excited to showcase your book and that this is happening at this present time. I'm so excited about it.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with you and to support this great movement that you created. Because I remember when you started it in 2020 for kids, and I was like, she definitely has that personality and magnetism that is really great with kids. So I'm proud of you. So
Thank you. I'm proud of you both. But all right, so we have come to the end of the episode, which is super duper sad. But let's thank Miss Sana and Miss Ogechi or Dr. Ogechi. Let me get that right because she's a doctor. For coming and hanging out with us today. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to have you back again for your next book in Kenya and all of the other countries in Africa, the continents.
yeah.
I am excited. I am excited. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Read Aloud, Miss Erica. Na, 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 na. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.